You pulled off one of the most strategic infill acquisitions of the year. Buying the Yukon Campus out of a Section 363 bankruptcy process locked in a highly favorable cost basis that gives you incredible room to execute. You secured a 52,000 square foot flex campus with a $16.1 million bridge loan. Because that debt sits at a conservative 62% loan to value, a metric comparing the loan amount to the property's overall appraised value, your downside is heavily protected. This aerial view shows Hawthorne Municipal Airport surrounded by dense industrial facilities. The Yukon sits right in the middle of this, directly adjacent to the 105 freeway, minutes from LAX air cargo, and just 3 miles from SpaceX headquarters. Out of the gate, you have immediate stable cash flow. 2 of the 3 buildings on the campus, totaling about 25,000 square feet, are already fully occupied under long-term net leases. You hold a rare, highly functional asset in the exact center of the world's most concentrated advanced manufacturing ecosystem, the Hawthorne Space Corridor. Now the real work begins. Avatar Financial Group's bridge loan gives you exactly 24 months to execute your business plan. The success of that plan hinges entirely on the campus's 3rd building. You have a 26,000 square foot vacancy that requires a strategic build-out to attract a specialized high-credit tenant. This bar chart compares the South Bay's tight 6.6% vacancy rate against its new supply pipeline. As you can see, there is currently less than 400,000 square feet of industrial space under construction in the entire submarket. Space is incredibly scarce. But finding the specific aerospace founders and defense contractors who need this high-utility space is difficult. Traditional broker channels and cold calling campaigns are too slow and create too much noise to reach these elusive decision-makers effectively. To beat the 24-month clock, you need a frictionless way to bypass the traditional leasing market entirely and speak directly to your target tenants. This is where Voxel Micro Video Labs comes in. We build and produce a targeted video podcast designed specifically as a B2B networking machine for your leasing efforts. We use the podcast as a Trojan horse. By inviting local aerospace vice presidents, supply chain directors, and founders into the studio as expert guests, you build immediate, personal relationships with the exact people who need your building. Once they are in the chair, you control the conversation. You can organically guide the discussion toward their operational pain points, specifically the extreme scarcity of specialized industrial facilities in the South Bay. That opens the door for you to mention the Yukon's specific advantages. You can casually drop that you have a site right down the street with up to 3,000 amps of heavy power, 19-foot clear heights, and a secured, gated yard. You completely invert the traditional leasing dynamic. Instead of a landlord sending cold emails begging for a tour, you become a media host controlling the most exclusive table in the Space Corridor. That content does double duty. While you are networking with potential tenants, you also need to communicate with the secondary audience critical to your exit strategy, your current limited partners and future conventional debt lenders. Voxel edits your long-form studio interviews into highly engaging microvideos. We optimize these short clips for LinkedIn and for distribution directly into your private investor portals. This line graph plots your projected net operating income. Through video updates, you broadcast leasing progress, proving your NOI is rapidly climbing toward your refinancing target. By controlling this narrative, you demonstrate asset stability to institutional capital before your bridge loan expires. Consistent, high-production digital updates are the most efficient way to build trust with lenders and ultimately lower your cost of capital on the eventual refinance. Fast forward 24 months. The 26,000 square foot vacancy is fully leased to a premium aerospace contractor, and the short-term bridge loan from Avatar is completely retired. This flowchart illustrates how physical real estate and digital media feed each other. Your studio guests lead to direct leasing, which drives your NOI growth, which boosts investor confidence, feeding right back into your authority as a host. This self-sustaining ecosystem ensures the campus operates at peak efficiency, maximizing its final valuation for a highly profitable future sale. A targeted media strategy successfully bridges the gap, turning a distressed 1960s bankruptcy acquisition into a stabilized, modern aerospace powerhouse. You have already executed the hardest part of the equation. You secured a rare, highly constrained piece of physical real estate in a booming submarket. Now it is time to secure the digital real estate of the Space Corridor. All you have to do is step into the Voxel studio. Let's build the show, fill the building, and maximize your exit.